Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Balkan Sis, the show that's going to help you navigate the massive challenges of life, motherhood, culture, identity, and belonging with more ease, acceptance, joy, and purpose. Thanks to each and every one of you that come back every time to listen, learn, heal, and feel inspired. If you do love the podcast, then do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. It really does help spread the word. Welcome back to part 2 with Fića Crew. I hope that you enjoyed the episode that we just had if you listened before, which was part 1. This is part 2. So this is Lejla answering my question as to what the magic is that Balkan possesses and how can we take that on when we live in different countries and in different places, and what even is that magic when you go back to your homeland. So this is her and Amar answering my questions. If you haven't listened to the first part, I highly encourage you to do so. And this is part number 2. Enjoy, guys. Mwah.
Question as well, because we haven't really, obviously we have the cultural love for our culture, and that's what moved us back. I would say, for in my case, it wasn't really a rational decision in a way of, because I just finished university. I obviously had some other goals in my head, and then
she was very successful before she met me.
And she will continue to be successful, and success, like you said, it can morph into different things.
Yeah, exactly. I work as a nutritionist dietitian now, and I'm now more focusing on projects to kind of better the future of kids, people in Bosnia and Herzegovina, which is much a bigger piece of bread than I could have done in Switzerland. It's everything is already quite well organized. So that's something the challenge I see in that. Obviously, maybe it's hard because I got pregnant and one baby, now the next baby, kind of always stops me a little bit from working on that. But I felt like that was a bit of a calling as well to come back to Bosnia and Herzegovina. But about the cultural, yeah, Bosnia and
Bosnia.
But in regards of the culture, we definitely want our son, the next baby, to kind of have it all, feel the roots here, know where you come from, know what kind of this country, what it stands for, what it's shaped, as well, but also have the Australian and the Swiss kind of mentality, or to have all of that. Also in regards of the languages,
but going back, I mean, kind of the question was, what sort of.
Malo se iskrenila.
Yeah, malo se ošli. You went on 4 different topics.
Oh, I do too. I do too. You should see Andrew ask you one question, turns into 5. The guy can't keep up. It's all good. But it is the way you guys are living. It's so ironic, because our parents, from the situation obviously that occurred, they had to leave, and so many people are coming back now. I know so many people who are returning. Are you finding that a lot of people, are you meeting other young people like yourselves? Are you meeting other, all around Europe, obviously, but it's more and more now?
Look, we have a large group of friends here that if they're not let's call them roots and need, they were all, out, and then they came back, I guess, searching for exactly what we're trying to describe, but having a difficult time doing. It's the simple things. I think it's. I mean, I think people. I think that's what you're.
It's really you
so natural. It's
at home. You can't really describe what makes. We even don't have family, close family in Sarajevo. But as we were talking just before, the podcast about how it is like when you go through the Chashia and like you don't really know those people, but you have maybe stood twice, three times close to their shop and then started a conversation. Now you're friends with them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's actually a warm feeling like when they say hi, when they ask about your day, it's just different. Like coming from a country like Switzerland, which is known for being
very big.
Well, look at all my neighbors, you know, like we basically never even see our neighbors and they live right next door to us. And it's that like, I feel like a fish out of water. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm friendly to people and we have nice neighbors and, you know, you say hello and Merry Christmas and whatever. But it's not like I'll take food to my little French grandma, like she lives around the corner. Straight away there's a connection because they're European. So like we have that same vibe, you know, so you straight away gravitate. Whereas like when you go back home or you go back to your roots, it's that like feeling of belonging. Like, I don't know, it's like somehow your body remembers. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's a hard one. Like I'm trying to explain this to people, but
but it's interesting. People feel it as well when they travel to Bosnia. Like we did, because we have also little holiday houses in Gorazde next to River Drina, and we Drina. And we had people from different parts of the world without a real connection to Bosnia and Herzegovina, but they feel like when they come to Bosnia, then they feel that it's different. They feel that the people are different, that the vibes are different. They say even like compared to other Balkan countries, it's a bit of more warmth, a bit of more,
it's less it's authentic, like it's more charm, it's authentic, it's less polished, it's less like, which I love, like because you notice like I've got family all over Croatia. I mean everybody's everywhere, you know, like as you guys as well, like svi smo rasuti po cijelom svijetu, ali as soon as you cross that border and as soon as they get your passport, it's like, you know, you've entered Bosnia. Like, it's like, or like you're at the shop, or like, I don't know, you're going across Kupres and you're just seeing those wild horses and you're just like, man, like, this just doesn't belong. Like, it's not anywhere that you can do this. I don't know. Maybe we're being biased, but.
Differently. It really does hit differently. I'm like, you know, when you're flying, you know, the feeling when you're about, like, if you're coming, like, across, you know, Serbia to land into Sarajevo or something, it changes. The landscape changes. Like I'm in Boston, I can see it, you know. Like,
yeah. Well, it's Andrew's retirement place. Andrew said literally like he was in this little village where Bandido was upstairs and he just got there and we unpacked our stuff and I'm looking for the guy and he's already on like the front porch of like the balcony having a cigarette with his feet up and he's like, oh, this is the life. Like he's like, I'm coming back to retire. And I'm like, no, we're not. Like, dude, there's not even asphalt on the road. Like, no, like, you know, I was like, I'm not going to ride a bicycle to the bakery. Like, I got away from this life and I'm not coming back. And he's like, no, I love it here. Like, this is our retirement spot. And I'm just like, oh my God. But it's like, I'm glad that he was connected to it so quickly and he felt the charm. Like he has soul, like, so he felt it, you know, which was really nice. So we try and emulate a bit of that, I guess, here through just like music and with Vito and like the culture. It's just pictures, but it's very difficult, you know, because you step out and it's like.
Different like that. I don't know what drives I guess, you know, the fact that Australia is so multicultural, which is amazing and it's such an achievement in this day and age, like kind of to have it functioning well, you know, like regardless of everything, like Australia really works as a multicultural country and it's beautiful because of it. It also kind of loses that feeling or that Lejla was saying, and I saw in a moment, because like it feels like you're traveling through 50 different countries in your own street.
Yeah.
You know, like
Like
the thing, and we have like befriended like my whole court in Australia. Like Mum knows everyone. She takes some food, and you know they bring.
I'm not surprised.
You understand, and that's all well and but you know she can't read the joke with them. You know, like she can't. You know, have the
But it's also like different, I think, when you go somewhere from choice and when you go somewhere when you're forced to, because, you know, you got to think in those situations that our parents were in. I mean, for us, it wasn't really a choice at the end of the day. It was like live or die. But even for people who came before that, like immigrated before that, it was still for some sort of better life for their children or future or whatever, like post World War II. So I guess when you're coming from that sort of environment, that sort of background, it's very, very hard to adapt. Like it takes many years. And then a lot of us, like young ones, you know, have the desire, like even me and Andrew, you know, like we would love to split 6 months of the year there, 6 months of the year here. You know, it's just trying to figure out a way to do that, you know, like financially and just with life. So, but it's not impossible. And I'm glad that you guys have this page because it's literally showing people like that you can do anything, like, which I love. Like, I know it sounds cheesy and cliche, but it's true. How do you go with being homesick? Like, how do you both sort of deal with, obviously you have your own family now, so it's very different, but how have you both coped with like being away from the families?
My whole life, I guess, you know, the war's done its damage in a sense where my whole life, someone's missing, someone's not there. You know, this one's in Croatia, this one's in Australia. You know, like the whole family's all over the place. So to a degree, I haven't had that sense of like being homesick because, I don't know, like honestly, like for me, Australia's home, Bosnia's home as well. So like,
yeah.
Well, Switzerland's like this cool little destination we like to go. It's our weekend.
It's part of our history, right? Like you just get used to like not being around everybody all the time. Like, you know, like there's someone always missing at the table. So it's just part of our, like our story, I think, of all of us.
That's our life.
And I think that's where you can planning as well with those people more when they're not always around. Like obviously now with the kid and then with the second baby coming, we would love to have our first family around, kind of,
especially the mothers.
The mothers.
Yes. every mom and dad needs their mum around. Like, I swear to God, I just wanted to be mothered when I became a mother, so I can totally relate to that. Like, how do you guys go with the support there? Like, how do you obviously have a good friendship circle as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean the kid's good.
Yeah, like in the beginning we just took him everywhere.
Yeah.
It was not really that we like he had no babysitters, but now as he grows up and we have obviously this good friend circle around us, it makes it easier to kind of have maybe one night where we
to still just go out and be you, like be you as a couple, like to go out and just have a coffee and have quality time.
My parents, they come quite frequently to Bosnia. So, and like all they want to do when they come to Bosnia is see Idris, like be with Idris. And
we don't exist anymore.
Straight to the baby. Like, hi, you two, bye. Like, just straight to the baby. That's what I get. I walk through the door and Tata's like, Cherry. And I'm like, yeah. And he's just like, nice to meet us straight away. And I'm like, oh, hi guys. Like, still with the backpack on. Like, can someone help me with the bags? Like,
yeah.
I can relate to that. So what advice would you guys give to people? Let's say, I mean, we got listeners all over, right? So like young people, we've got people who are mothers, you know, so how can people inject a bit of that adventure? Like obviously it becomes a bit tricky over time and you've got growing a family, but what advice would you give to someone? Because there are a lot of people that listen to us are like entrepreneurs, are bloggers, are content creators. So, and in our culture, like obviously that's not very, depends what family you come from, but it's still very heavily that like go to uni, finish school, like have kids, get married, white picket fence. So what's your best advice, one piece of advice you would have as a takeaway to somebody who's listening to this today?
So to your listeners, I would first of all say follow Fića Crew. So the advice is follow Fića Crew, SICACREW. So that's where the inspiration and motivation will come to like listen to kind of action what I'm about to say. We kind of through these interviews and podcasts that we've done before, we've kind of figured out the most important step out of everything for us was just going. I know some Korean. So like you'll find a million excuses, and we find that now, like we've definitely started, oh, this, and like we haven't gone on our adventure now because, my mum came from Australia and this guy's coming this late and this, because we're looking at a calendar a lot, I mean, once you're gone, you're gone. Like, to a degree.
And it kind of always works out, like even with a car which breaks down occasionally. Like we don't, you can't always be ready for everything. You can obviously try to organize some things and just to feel somehow secure about it. But like the hardest step, but the most important one is really the first one. You go. Okay. Yeah. I chose to do it. And then things kind of evolve around it, and you also adapt. Like adapting is also very important.
Yeah.
So, and definitely also to just focus on the simple things, because when we travel, like we are not the greatest, I would say, the Instagram, like typical Instagram traveling couple. That's not what we're aiming for. We really aim for authentic content and kind of showing the real world, like the breakdowns of the feature, the simple satellites we're cooking. Like it doesn't have to be something huge to make you happier.
People get off on having the, and that's all fine.
But that's what makes your page like authentic, though. Do you know what I mean? Because you guys like have this gift where you really like show your true self. So people almost feel like when they watch you guys, like they know you, like they're there, like that's how they feel. Like it's very personable,
That's a very interesting point that you put, because is like when I was just recently when the yellow feature went to Italy, and I was watching Hamza and Mariama posting quite authentic content themselves. I was like, wow, is this what it's like to watch us travel? Because honestly, I was loving watching their content, I mean, and their content stems from our content, but like, it was really nice to watch. And then, it kind of, it blew a flame into like me wanting to travel again and create these amazing experiences.
It re-inspired you, right? Like in a way, being the observer.
Exactly. So like kind of having that ability to inspire people. And we received countless messages, and they're really beautiful to read, from people on Instagram. It doesn't have to be about travel. It could be about the future, like I'm going to restore this feature. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to travel. That also motivates us.
That's to Boston as well.
A lot of people being motivated to push harder because, everyone talks about it. It's not an issue to talk about it. To actually make moves. And like people have contacted us saying, hey, I don't know what the hell's happening, but we're looking for a place in Stolitz,
Yeah. And I always feel like you come across what you need to come across right at the exact moment. So like, if you stumble on someone's account, like I don't think it's a coincidence. Like I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like sounds cheesy, but yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like it could just be someone, it's social media, it's nothing. But I've seen the connections that are formed from that. And I've met beautiful people, honestly, in the last 10, 12 years. And my account isn't massive by any means, but like it is real as well, like because it does translate into real life, like what we consume and how we consume it and then what we create from it. So what are some of the, I guess, the next steps for you guys now? So like little baby is going to be due, like obviously, I mean, look, due dates, who cares? They come when they want to, they pick their own birthday. Like, what are your do you have any immediate or like future plans? Or you guys are just going to wing it and just be spontaneous?
I go get the little one. Do you want me to bring? All right, cool. Nice. All right, there you go. Good timing. No, perfect. So we'll get either of these into the podcast as well now. As for plans, I mean, like I said, we want to do that trip with him, just to kind of have that under our belt, and I think it'd be cute as well. And if necessary, I'm like, I can't wait to just camp and make that stuff that actually. It's funny, you get addicted to that kind of.
We ate paprika when we were in Boston every day, so I get it. Like literally, like simple life.
Busy. So, I mean, the trip with him, I guess, is planned, and then we don't know. We like kind of sorting out.
Hi, Idris. Kako si? Hello. Ja sam Ivana. Yeah. Hi. Kako si? How are you? Wow. Oh, he's like a trip with me. Like, dude, let me just sleep.
He's very cuddly at this stage, so when he just wakes up, he's good to go. Or at least 15 minutes. So
I think a trip with him like would be awesome. Like just that like first. I don't know, your firstborn. I think is just that like I don't know. It's just that something, you know. So I think I totally get it. Like just being able to want it, like get in the car, go for a little trip, and it's irrelevant like really where or like how far. It's just more so marking that time, like before a little baby comes.
100%.
Yeah.
There's time. And like I was going to say earlier, another piece of advice is, man, we're not going to live forever. People think they will. People live their life as if they will live forever. You know, like there's time to build 17 businesses. There's time to, you know, like whatever, man. It's a waste. I've always been like that. Like I've made the money and wasted it. I mean, yeah, definitely not a. I mean, thanks for introducing us as entrepreneurs, and we try to be, but we're not the rich type of entrepreneurs. The word entrepreneur sounds super rich, but
no, like, but this is why that's why this podcast was created. Like, honestly, for people like me, for people like you, because I wanted to represent like all the awesome things that like this new generation is doing. You know, old and new, not just just the young, but.
And I mean, the oldies had some kicking on the bro.
Oh, like just seeing like even the old, like just the people in your community and like just certain members of like your family, like just honestly, people have to get on and just watch the stories because it just takes you back to your childhood, and it's like that's only just a step away, like you said. It's just a matter of doing it, not waiting for the right time, and being flexible, like adapting.
100%.
Which is something that us Balkan people are really good at doing, like because of everything we've been through. So
100%, but also, unfortunately, a lot of people have been scared out of that because of what's happened.
Yeah,
so,
correct.
But it's like they didn't learn the lesson that anything can happen to a degree, unfortunately. So the bad, but with that said, like, I mean, not everyone's the same. Not everyone pack up and leave. Not everyone can just, like people require some security in their lives. And I'm learning that as well with Lejla and this also share that, you can't just travel. You can't just.
Yeah. What do you mean? What? No, I totally get, honestly, I totally get it. I'm a mum now, and, whether you like it or not, it's like life's changed, and that's okay. That's okay. It's just an evolution. It's an evolution. Like, and you got the yellow Fića. It's taking on a new life of itself. And so you said you had a few rental properties, so I wanted to get back to that. So if people want to rent out the Fića, what's the best way to contact you? Instagram, email, phone number, WhatsApp, like what's the deal?
Like I'm very active when it comes to like replying on Instagram, and like I'm very happy to reply to people. So if anyone is interested in renting the yellow Fića out and going for a joyride here in Bosnia, we're definitely open to that, and would recommend it to anyone coming down to Sarajevo would have a good time.
Where do you recommend them to stay? Do you have any places for them to stay? Like, do you have any favorite spots that you want to recommend?
I mean, look, as most people in Bosnia have weekends there, we have weekends that as a family project we've been working on for ages, and only recently we kind of made the final push to rent them out and to get just open them up and share with people. Yeah, so they're located, like Lejla said, on the River Drina, Nadrini, pored Goražda. So next to Goražda, very nice spot on the river, and just such a beautiful place to relax or do whatever you like, and use it as a base to travel kind of the eastern part of Bosnia. And that has its own Instagram profile called Fića.brina. but without the sh. So tisine.drina. But you can also just contact me on Fića Crew for any advice, really. And if people, to be honest, if people just want some general advice as well, I'm always willing to leave a voice message, like when it comes to traveling and for the spots, like, because if we started going into spots where to go and stuff, we'd have to open up another podcast.
It would be massive. But is there a favorite, like, do you guys have a favorite cevapchinsa or coffee place in Sarajevo? Just like one suggestion at least. Come on. So that if somebody does come, they just have like one place they can go to first.
Look, to be honest, I really like ashjinsa. So like when you go to an ashjinsa, you can choose whatever you like. And my favorite is the ashj, like so ashj on Nachapshi.
Or it's the stinging nettle.
Yeah, there's one called the stinging nettle.
It's actually the stinging nettle.
Stinging?
Yeah.
Is that what it's on the book? Okay. Jara is Dubara. Yeah, that's what it's called. Jara is Dubara. It's right behind the cathedral in Sarajevo.
And have Boston traditional cuisine.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
That sounds bloody amazing.
Me.
I'm going to link all of the places. I'm going to link everything in the show notes. And I'll link everything in the show notes so that way people can literally, like when they're flicking through what we've talked about today, they can just click on there, find the pages and go to maps and land there. So, because I mean, you guys are locals, you know, so you know the best places to go, which is really cool, which like they can find out through your page, but it's always good just to have it handy there.
While we're talking, then let's do more recommendations. The shop, like we definitely like the shop called Bazarjan. It's in the center as well. They do cool, like handmade and all locally
stuff as well.
Yeah.
And Intuitiva, like they have very.
I've seen that brand. It looks amazing. The shoes and like the quality is awesome.
And
so they do shoes and clothes as well, and it's all ethically done, and you know the people are paid right. You know, it's like, you know,
and domaće.
Everything's domaće, the Lejla and stuff, and they've been through hell and back. Like I took them, they couldn't believe it. Like I was just demolishing them when we were in Morocco. They're like, maybe you should take care of them a little bit. You come from, you know, like that ice cream on them, but they're really good.
That is like I was wearing them.
Yeah, 100%.
The businesses are amazing. Like, and I've seen the charity as well that you guys helped support as well, like the hospital. Can you sort of just give people ways, like, so if people wanted like donate to your page for your content creation, can they do that? Is there something that's available to them? What are other ways that people can support Bosna to give back as well?
As for Fića Crew, we haven't set that up. Maybe we should. Maybe selling photos would be a smart idea.
I mean, it takes time. Like, it takes time. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of work that people know when they run pages. It takes time to. I mean, I saw you bought walkie-talkies somewhere in one of your highlights. So I mean, you know, this stuff, like, it's not cheap. Like. But all of it costs money, like, you know, so that's the reality. So if people want to support you, I mean, let them know how, and any charities that you recommend as well, like if people want to give back to Boston, and I mean, if they are far away like I am, what are some good places to give back to?
So we've it's called Fića Crew. So it's really supporting kids with cancer. Like here, it's an amazing
kids and families.
Kids and families. So like, you know,
with the whole treatment, but everything around, obviously a shocking diagnosis like that.
Yeah.
And they have a kids' house as well in Sarajevo.
Yeah, so people can't afford accommodation when they come for treatment.
Amazing.
We accommodate families to be with their children while they're having treatment.
We like to do it for our birthdays because we say like we get so much kind of from
something
so we really like to give back instead of getting things from people. So just recently, when Idris turned 1, we did a bigger
like a fundraiser, really fundraiser. But but it wasn't fun. I saw the amount of money went into that, and it was
well done.
Yeah, so that was really nice. People from all around the world gave money, and that was really good.
And you know what? It's like if you continue to give, you'll always have. Like, I truly believe in that. Like, honestly, like the way we were brought up, it was always like my dad was very heavy on that, like, because we know what it was like to grow up with nothing, you know. So I think like if you can help, like, okay, yeah, you can support, you know, Salvation Army, Red Cross, and all these bigger companies, but give back, you know, give back to the little guys, like for the people that are trying to make a difference.
Oh, it's big time. So there's amazing charities, and that's not the only one. So I mean, with research, we can help definitely if you need like a PayPal account or something to transfer.
Awesome. I mean, I'll link all of that.
I feel charitable towards Fića Crew. They want to sponsor a trip.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
the thing with the photos is definitely something we can make. Like if people like a certain photo, they can send us a message on Instagram and we will get it printed for them.
I think it's awesome because I mean, I can get an image. Yeah, I can get a basic image, but it's like I can't get any image like with the Fića. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just that extra like thing. Like, you can get stock images, but like that's. You feel like, whoa, like makes you feel like I'm there. And like, if you got it printed, put in your wall, like that just makes you feel like you're one step closer to that adventure, maybe.
I love that you're talking about it because on our last bigger trip to Iceland, I had the idea to, like I actually printed Polaroid.
Yeah, Polaroids, yeah.
Photos of the Fića in different destinations. And I wanted to, you know, like when we stop somewhere to be able, like we usually gave those cards to people who as a little thank you. Yeah, definitely. But we were even thinking about like selling them to people, like to have just a memory of this little car, this crazy little green car who traveled the world without that.
Oh, why not? Honestly, like why not? If you've done something awesome and you continue to do something awesome, there's no reason why you shouldn't also make money from it and be profitable from it. And it's for your family, it's for your children, it's for the future. Like, and I can't wait to see like what more adventures you guys are gonna go on. Like, I know it's gonna continue. It might feel like it's a bit slow, like with kids, with babies, it's a bit hard. I get it, but it's a small pause. It's a small pause, you know? It's like a small pause. But if we're lucky enough, we're going to have our children for the rest of our life. So it's like, God willing, like we're going to have just so many fun years ahead of us. Like this is actually just the beginning.
Look forward to it.
Look at this guy.
If this is like whatever, dudes, I don't care what you're saying. Like, give me snacks, feed me, like give me water. Oh, that's amazing. I honestly just want to thank the both of you for taking the time out because I know being parents, like it can be hard, you know, and people dropping in and out and it can be tricky. Oh, I'm going to take a picture. Hang on before we stop recording. I want to take a photo. It looks so cute. Oh, that's so awesome. Yay. And I know people are going to take a lot away from today's episode, and I hope you can share it with your family and with your friends. Do you guys have any last parting words before we stop recording?
I wanted to thank you for what you're doing and for your professionalism and preparation. And I mean, you do have a child, and you know how it is, and we can definitely bounce off each other when it comes to that. But yeah, really
the conversation.
And once again, like I think if you were to, I mean, you and obviously Andy, if you were to come here, like you have a place to stay, and
I'm so excited. Stop enticing us, honestly.
Feel like so long would be like talking and like starving to death.
I think our kids would be like pulling out like pants and be like, oh, like you know, like how kids sleep under the table at weddings, like because the parents are having too much fun. Like I think it'd feel like that.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess you know, it's a beautiful thing to bring these people together. And I mean, we're doing it in one way, and you're doing it in your way, and I guess it's something that needs to be supported. And yeah, thank you for that. If anyone needs some nutritional advice, we didn't mention that enough.
Oh, Lejla, I'm gonna have a whole like episode just with Lejla because there's so much I want to ask Lejla, like so much.
Easy lately when it comes to nutrition. I had a go at her yesterday because she is amazing. I'm gonna pitch her right now. She's amazing. She loves what she does.
Yeah.
finding these excuses, like, what I said before, just go for it.
Being a mother.
Nah.
Any mum will be able to relate.
Part of it.
Yeah, she needs to market it.
Because just like until recently, I was working for a Swiss company as a dietitian, and it was, you don't have to do any marketing. You get your clients, and you can be very helpful for them, and that's what I like. I like real people, talking to real people, helping them with their issue in their situation, their environment, and not like writing, like this huge blog post. And
I know. You know what? It's very hard. It's very hard. I have a lot of creative people like who follow this podcast and who listen, and people are writers or they're bloggers or whatever, and they write to me all the time, and they get like writer's blocks, and they just get blocked, and they just get like clogged with all this information, so much outside noise, and it is very hard. Like it is, I hate to say it, like how it does make a pause, and it's the name of the game. You do have to sacrifice. Like these little kids need you so much, so it is a sacrifice. Yeah, bigger. Like it comes with the territory. You can't change it, but it is very hard to be self-driven. Especially when you're sleep deprived, you're hungry, you're thirsty, like also you're pregnant. But I do encourage anyone to go to your page, which I'm also going to link. I do want to bring you back for another episode at any stage. You're always welcome, because I just want more women to listen to what you have to say. Like, because I think there's so many fad diets and so many like bad things out there about nutrition, and the way we feel ourselves. So I agree with your hubby. Like you got so much knowledge, and it will all come, and it will all come when it's meant to. Like I truly believe in that.
Like we're kind of being forced. I mean, if I'm going to use the term content creators or influencers or whatever, you're kind of forced to follow, external kind of influence, what's in, what's not. So you can't really create what you feel is best for your page. So, like, Lejla just mentioned it before. She likes the one-on-one, talk to you, help you, fix you up, like as much as you can.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah. Hey, this is my recipe for, and I have to get a good photo of it.
Yeah. It becomes like a whole thing. Yeah, like of trying to lure people in, trying to sell yourself, like selling. And you don't want to do that. You want to stay authentic. So anyone who's listening from anywhere,
yeah, that's right. The huge sales pitch at the end of the picture for a niche number.
But they can reach out to you, Lejla, online, and they can book like an online consult with you, right? Like, so it doesn't matter if someone lives in Sweden or Australia or whatever, if they want to get nutritional advice and help with their hormones, especially if they're postpartum or if they're pregnant, like it's a really good place to go because
our kids have been to like a raw potato. Oh, Mom.
I thought maybe you bit into a piece of furniture. That's what my son used to do. Yeah, your page. Can you mention the name of your page, Lejla? I'll also link it in the show notes.
Fića, and I really want to mention again that it's really medically based. Like I'm a dietitian, which means that with whatever issue diagnosis you have from the doctor, for example, also gastroenterologically, like for example, like FODMAP diet or intolerances, allergies. Even I have a lot of experience with cancer patients and like everything.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yes, it's legitimate. Like it's legitimate. It's not just someone who's just come online and said like, oh, I'm a wellness expert, So, and do you also help with little kids as well? Like, can you give sort of feedback on like mums if they're struggling to feed their little ones, or if there's like allergies or intolerances? Can you help with that as well?
I could present more on my side because I am actually I have a lot of experience with kids. I worked as a nurse first of all at 3 years at emergency in a children's hospital in Switzerland, and then I also worked as a dietitian in a children's hospital. So I have like really this intense experience in oncology, like with eating disorders, like fuzzy eating.
That is good to know. I wish I knew you when I had my baby because, oh man, like I was struggling. So, and I'm in Australia and I was like struggling to get an appointment here with someone. Like I was having to wait like 3 months to see a specialist, like it was insane. So the beauty of being able to jump online and connect with someone that you click with, like you, who's so experienced and has so much world knowledge as well. Like I I think that's invaluable. That's awesome. So I'm going to link, everything in the show notes.
Or anything, like, just contact me. I would really like to help. Like, I think that's really my main kind of cause, like, to help individually for your situation. And I feel it helped a lot that I have this background from Switzerland, and that I kind of am aware that the environment changes also a lot. So I'm definitely here for that.
Oh, that's so good to know, honestly. Like I said, I wish I knew you like 3 years ago. Like, I struggled so much. Like, I think with most mums, they do, you know, especially if the baby's fussy or has intolerances, allergies or anything. You just don't know. Like, it's your first time. So I'm so pleased I had you guys on here. And it just goes to show, like,
podcast, because I feel like a lot of women have issues with that, and it just doesn't get addressed enough. And like, you can hear, especially from Balkan parents, like, all of those risks as well. And it makes it very easy kind of to continue, like, to be aware and sure about what you're doing, because you have all of those different influences around.
Honestly, there's so much noise.
A professional who tell you and guide you in a way.
What I love about you guys is that, like, you guys are so multi-talented, and like, that's what I want to represent on this podcast, because I want people to know, like, you don't have to just be one thing. Like, you don't have to just do and be one thing for the rest of your life and just die like that. Like, you can be many different things, and you sort of evolve as well. Like, you evolve, and it's natural. So I love what you guys are doing. I love what you've done, and I can't wait to see where you're going to go next, and just be part of the adventure virtually and then hopefully in person. And I'm so glad I got to meet the little one too. Thank you so much.
Amazing conversation, and I hope to stay in touch with you.
Me too. I'll be like a pest now. Like, I just comment on everything. Literally, Idris, like, with the hose, I was like, oh my God, like, my son does that. Like, I'll be clogging your comments. But I appreciate, you guys taking the time out. I know it's tricky with little ones, and I know that the listeners are going to love it, because everybody wants to be like a famous vlogger, you know, but there's a lot of work that goes on behind it.
So much work, and I just wanted to, like, for the listeners to know how much effort it took to put this one together.
I think I've been talking to you for like 2 months or something. I don't know, doing something like that a while.
It hasn't been the fact that we're like ignoring each other.
No. And tonight almost didn't happen, because, like, literally my dog is like, has cancer, my kid is sick, you have people coming, like, the kid's got to go for a nap, so like, everything aligned, we made it happen, we did it, like, literally took on your advice, yours and Lejla's advice, like, just do it. So I
was like, when? Now, let's do it now.
I know, we made it happen. Honestly, I love what you guys represent. I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing for the Balkan community, for the diaspora, like, for the young people, and just being that bridge between the old and the new, and anything's possible.
It's a pleasure to be able to be in that position, to be able to do that, really. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Ciao. Bye. So that was the episode. I hope that you really enjoyed it. And as ever, if you did, please consider sharing it with your loved ones and leaving me a review on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. It really does make a difference to the number of Balkan sisters that we can reach with the brilliant wisdom that my guests and I share. Thanks for being here. I doviđenja.